I am super duper excited for this show today. So, it's all about anti aging technology that's out there for you to not just regenerate your skin, rebuild that collagen and elastin, but also to look good. So, stick around and stay tuned. Welcome, 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 everyone, to Love My Body, Love Myself. I am your host, Alicia Couri, and I want you to grab as many friends as you can possibly find to join the show today. So go on ahead and hit that share button and start sharing this out. Tag some people, invite them to come on in and watch this show because I've been wanting to do this for so long. I've been wanting to do a show all about the technology that's out there, the anti-aging technology that's out there, what works, what doesn't work, what is a myth, what is out there for us as we, you know, make our revolutions around the sun and we start seeing these lines and wrinkles and we want to do something about it. So this show is all about taking a look at those things. But first of all, before I get to the interview, I want to welcome those of you who are watching. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are watching us on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our content. And if you hit the notification bell, you will know when we go live. So go on and hit that subscribe button. If you're not on YouTube, you can check out our YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/C/Alicia Couri. So it's going across the bottom of your screen. So go on ahead and go to our YouTube channel and hit that subscribe button. I would love to get more subscribers on the YouTube channel because we deliver massive content over there and I don't want you to miss anything. Also, if you are joining us on Facebook, hi, hi, hi. Thank you so much for joining us today over on Facebook. Please do me a favor and go to our Facebook community and join. It is facebook.com/groups/LMBLM. Our mission with this show is to impact 100,000 women. And if we can gather you all in that group, I know then we've hit our goal. So invite someone to go on over to the group and join us. And we're going to be doing some really great things over in that group. I'm going to start having some giveaways and some prizes and doing some neat things over in that group this year. So facebook.com/groups/LMBLM. That's Love My Body, Love Myself. If you're watching on LinkedIn, hi LinkedIn. Thank you so much for tuning in on LinkedIn, on the LinkedIn platform. And of course, our friends over on Twitch. Thank you for tuning in. If you Actually, I do want to say this because this show is sponsored by Alicia Couri Inc. and it's produced by Red Carpet CEO. So Alicia Couri Inc. is a boutique consulting firm that specializes in developing audaciously proactive leaders and teams using brain science and people data. And the Red Carpet CEO produces many of our shows, our live shows, and our podcasts. So thank you so much. Just wanted to make sure I did that because if you would like to sponsor a show, if you'd like to be one of our sponsors, please reach out to us. You can reach out to support@aliciacouri.com and we can have that conversation about sponsorship for the show. Let me see, what else do I want to share with you before we get things going? Yes, I would love for you to leave a comment as well. Leave a comment if you have a question or if you find this valuable, because if you have questions, I will make sure the guests answer your questions in the chat. And that way, your question's not just out there, because I do watch the comments, I read the comments, I put up the comments. If you're live here during the show, I put up the comments live, but also afterwards I do go back and read the comments. And if you have questions, respond to your questions. If you would like to connect with me, you can connect with me. Find me on alicia360.com. That's ALICIA 360.com. And like I said, go grab somebody to watch the show, because this is a really, really great show. If you're on Instagram, you can follow me. It's at the Alicia Couri or Audacious Confidence on Instagram as well. Now, this interview with my guest has been pre-recorded, so I'm going to pull up the recording now. But I am here live, and I'm probably going to cut in. If someone has a really major question or something going on, I can cut into the recording and respond to you live. But I am here live, so if there's something that you want, something that you need, please do not hesitate to leave a comment for us. And also, I wanted to also share with you that this book that I am co-authored in, it's called Rise Up, Women Who Lead Building Legacy. That book is available now on Amazon, so go check it out. You can go to my link tree to purchase. It's linktr.ee/acouri. It is a collection of 33 women's stories, amazing testimonials and stories. So check out that book. We're having a live event as well. So if you check out my Facebook page, go to my Facebook profile, I have the information to register for that live event that's coming up. And before the end of the show, I'll also add that. I'll put that link in there so that if you want to be a part of a live launch event, it's all free. You can register and come on into that on Friday night. So I am so excited to share this interview with you with David Pataca. So Alicia, well, we have an amazing guest today. It's David Pataca, and we're going to talk all things laser. So I hope you're ready for this. So welcome to the show, my guest, David Pataca. Hey, David.
Hi there. Thank you very much, Alicia. Nice to be here. Pleasure.
I am super excited to have you on today. And you, just to let everybody know, that you are the Executive Regional Director for Candela Medical, which covers the entire Southeast and the Caribbean since 2007. And the first thing I want you to share with us is, what is Candela Medical?
Yeah, Candela Medical specializes in energy-based devices, ranging from aesthetic, which obviously that has everyone's interest, but we also cut our teeth in medical and surgical, dating from the 1970s to present time.
All right. So this is called Love My Body, Love Myself.
Sure.
And so many women, men too, but this show is mostly women. They want to know about anti-aging treatments. I know I do. They want to know what is out there for them. Some people are afraid of surgery or needles or anything like that. So we're going to unpack some trends and some things in the industry that are really going to benefit women of all ages and all colors. So that's our goal for today.
Yes.
So, and I'm super excited because I've been wanting to do this show for a long, long time, and I'm super excited that I ran into your people at the W Hotel.
Yeah, serendipitous moment. It was good.
Yes, several weeks ago, and they're like, "Call David, he's awesome." So I'm so excited to do this. So first of all, let's talk. What are the top trends now that are in like wrinkle reduction for the face? What we're doing with our face and our necks.
Sure. So there's a lot of different energies that are being used compared to when I first got into the industry in 2007. So they're using lasers, which basically is light. There's a part of me inside that's a hippie. So I love this space because it's a lot of the things that we're using. We're just promoting your body's own ability to heal itself at a faster rate. And with the amount of research and science that is out now in an industry that still is off the radar, I think, in certain areas, you think everyone does it, but the penetration in terms of national and international is much lower than you can imagine in terms of what's going to be growing and coming out in this industry. But specific to your question around we call it shrink wrapping effect, where you get a little sagging, loss of structure as we age. And there's so many great speakers discussing the aging face. But, some of the biggest things now are RF needling, where they use electricity through needles that go at a specific depth into the skin. And what's great is, compared to how the industry initially really started coming on board in the mid-90s to now, the amount of peer-reviewed papers and evidence-based medicine behind these procedures from the tier 1 companies, the big boys and big girls in the space, it's extensive. So we know they work. We also know that it's not surgery. So in the world of aesthetics, we often say no big adjectives. We're not here to get rid of anything. We're here to soften, blend, and minimize, and give yourself a little bit more time to where maybe you want to go into the surgical. So RF needling is a big one.
So let me ask you one second about RF needling and skin color, because I had an esthetician tell me not to do RF needling, like just do the micro needling with maybe a serums or even PRP instead of doing the RF because of my skin tone.
Sure. Very, very valid and a very good concern that she shared with you. Our experience over the last really 10 years specifically, really 2008, when the market hit an inflection point, when the economy was collapsing. Like all inflection points, there's an external stimulus. We started seeing an influx of non-laser or non-optical energy sources into our space, which have a higher likelihood. And again, based on their tier 1 companies, they've done studies to show safety and efficacy for all color skin, 1 through 6 on the Fitzpatrick scale, 6 being very dark skin, and 1, typical white from maybe Eastern European or what have you, Midwestern. But now there are some devices that have done studies with the FDA, which, remember, all these devices, this is the most important thing for your audience, all of these devices are FDA regulated medical devices. And when I say tier 1 companies, just like any new industry, you have some companies that run a little fast and loose, but there are some names that were at the beginning of this industry that we encourage customers as well as the patients they serve to always keep an eye out for and do their own research. But we have found no issues with doing skin of color with the right devices in the right hands. And the reason why I say that, every state is different on the laws on who can and who cannot operate certain devices. And I'm Portuguese, I'm European descent. I know that if I'm treating ethnic skin, I've covered the Caribbean, as you mentioned, for 15 years. We want to make sure we're using technology that's been studied and vetted, so we don't have, we're causing more damage than what we're trying to do for these patients. But that is a very fast growing demographic, and it's something that you're going to just see more and more solutions to be able to treat aggressively as well as safely.
Awesome. Well, that's excellent. That's excellent news. And the process of using the RF needling is to, it damages the skin in a way to allow it to regenerate itself, to regenerate the collagen and all of that. So when you're talking about needling, to damage the surface of the skin, it's not to scar you or to hurt you. It's to stimulate the collagen to reproduce itself, to heal, right?
Correct. Yep. And in some cases, and again, with some devices, based on what they were able to show the FDA, it's not just collagen. That's the bonus. Collagen is easy. Collagen is what this industry is built on. It takes about 6 weeks, give or take, for collagen to be visible to the naked eye after you start doing these types of procedures. But what has really gotten the industry and the dermatologists and plastic surgeons in particular very excited is we're now rebuilding or getting the body to heal itself and stimulate its own collagen, which is great, but also elastin, which gives your skin that snap
back. Yes.
And we stopped stimulating that in our early 20s. So that's why we say youth is wasted on the young. And then also with hyaluronic acid, which most patients will get injected, we're actually able to stimulate your body's own ability to stimulate elastin, collagen, and
And
hyaluronic acid.
hyaluronic acid.
Yep,
Those are
yep.
that's the triple threat right
It
there.
is.
That's what
That's
we
it.
want. We
That's the
want that.
building matrix. Yep.
Yep, that's what's going to keep you looking younger. Not just looking younger, but your skin, the texture of your skin being younger, not just
Correct.
looking younger.
It's dramatic. It's dramatic.
I'm excited about all this technology that's coming out there because um, it, before, like pre 97, 98, all you had was plastic surgery. All you had was a facelift or
Yeah.
some kind of pulling at the skin instead of helping it to regenerate. So I'm super excited. Let's talk about light.
Yep.
Red light, green light, like what's the difference and how does that help you every day?
Sure. So without getting too wonky, and just so everyone knows, I'm not a doctor, so I've worked for the
You just
company.
worked with this
Yeah.
stuff for 15
For
years,
many years.
so
Yeah.
you picked
Yeah.
up a few things.
I do. It's all therapeutic. So depending on what color light, or some light actually has no color to it, like ND-YAG, which is a particular type of light that we use, especially on ethnic skin or skin of color, whether it's hair removal, skin tightening, acne, things like that. Red light, blue light, and even yellow light is used a lot by estheticians in particular, just because it's usually in combination with the facial. And it has healing properties. It also can reduce inflammatory or inflammation from, let's say you did a peel, or let's say you did some microneedling without energy, just regular microneedling, and they put you underneath a multicolor LED lamp. Those are all very therapeutic. They also use them for sports injuries at different saunas. There's a couple franchises that are across the US that use that in combination with cryo. And it's just a different way. But once you're using light, depending on how deep it's traveling into the skin, what color it is, or no color, again, in some cases, it all has a healing impact to the skin. It causes a little micro injury. The skin says, oh, I'm hurt, time to heal. And the whole goal of this whole industry, and what you alluded to earlier about, going into the late 90s, what we had, surgery versus nothing, basically, peels and things like that. This whole industry is growing in the last really 7-8 years exponentially. And what we're doing now is we're combining a lot of these light-based treatments with other procedures in the same treatment so we could accelerate. But the goal is to get onto a maintenance program and get your skin in a position to where every time you're doing something, every 2 or 3 months, you're keeping the aging process further in the distance, so it doesn't catch up to you as quickly. And there were some amazing papers that were done to show the benefits of, we call it baby kisses of energy.
Yeah.
Versus waiting 10, 20 years and then needing surgery or something more dramatic.
That's, why I love this too is I've never done anything. I've never done anything
You're
anti-aging.
naturally flawless.
I am. Can you imagine that?
Good for you.
I use a lot of filters.
Perfect.
No,
that blue light.
Makeup and filters. That's what I use. The thing is, I am not a high proponent of surgery for myself. I don't mind, I don't mind if other people do it. For me, it was never something that I saw, like Botox and all that kind of stuff. It just wasn't something I looked forward to.
Sure.
And the idea that you can do things, as maintenance to really help your skin learn how to heal itself, stimulate it, I should say, not learn, but stimulate it to heal itself, is so, I love that that's the direction that the industry is going in, because we were created to be able to heal ourselves.
Correct.
We were created that way. So just using natural therapies, light and other things to help you stimulate that is amazing. Now, I know that Botox and fillers, that's not your wheelhouse, but just really quickly, what you think, being in the industry, is the difference of using Botox versus using some form of light or laser therapy?
Yeah, it's we actually have a partnership with MERS. MERS does they have their own toxins, Zeamid and Dysport, things like that, the fillers. So we do work with filler companies closely, either
Mm-hmm.
in a strategic partnership like we have now, or in the past loosely. And the reason why is we call it the Trinity, the aesthetic Trinity. Every aesthetic journey just about starts with immediate gratification with fillers and toxins. Toxins give you that immediate gratification, and then the fillers do too. They also provide structure, depending on how deep you're going with the filler, that some people, maybe perhaps
Have
older,
lost. Mm-hmm.
yeah, and they're going to need something like that. And what's nice is that gives them that immediate entry into the world of aesthetics with an injectable. Then usually at about 3, 4, maybe 6 months, that same patient is saying, listen, I like what you gave me, but I'm looking at maybe do it something more aggressive. Then energy gets involved, depending, whether it's laser, IPL, RF, ultrasound. There's so many different types now. And then if you're going to make the investment in a toxin or filler, as well as a energy-based treatment, whether it's once or twice a year or once every 3 years, depending on what it is, you have to protect it with a good cosmeceutical line.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the Trinity. So, so the fillers and toxins absolutely have a role. A lot of times they're lower price, so it does open the access for patients who normally wouldn't otherwise think about doing aesthetics or have put it off because of, just concerns, for many reasons, valid or not. And then it ends up leading to all three a lot of times. But the data is skewing younger and younger, early 20s, doing all these procedures. So realistically, as I'm 50, as they get to our age, my age specifically.
You could say our.
Well, I don't.
You could say our age. I'm 52.
Like it.
I'm 52.
Oh,
so,
no, yeah. So you're good.
Yeah, no, I get it. I want to take a quick break, and then I want to come back and talk about myths and what's real and what's legend. All right.
The Love My Body, Love Myself show is sponsored by Alicia Couri Inc. and produced by Red Carpet CEO. Alicia Couri Inc. specializes in developing audaciously proactive leaders and teams using brain science and people data to get results. Visit our website, aliciacouri.com, for more information. The show is produced by Red Carpet CEO. If you'd like a copy of Age with Audacious Confidence, visit our link tree at linktr.ee/acoury. Let's get back to the show.
Welcome back to Love My Body, Love Myself. I am your host, Alicia Couri, and with me today is David Pataca with Candela Medical. And
Correct.
We are talking about different anti-aging therapies that are out there now. It's super exciting. The industry is really going into a direction that is more holistic. And I love the idea of using things that help your body to heal itself and regenerate that collagen, elastin, and hyaluronic acid that naturally occurs in the body. So when we left off, we were going to talk about myths and legends. So what are some of the craziest myths that you've heard using laser or light therapy or energy-based aesthetics?
That all of these devices or any device can eliminate a wrinkle. That's a big one. Or when it comes to body treatments, that there are technologies that can eliminate cellulite.
Oh, let's talk cellulite. Yes.
I figured that'd be a popular topic.
Yes, because I think probably 99% of the population, especially women, have cellulite. There is not a person, unless you're like 5 years old and have just a muscular build, that you don't have cellulite somewhere in your body. Yep. So what exactly is cellulite, and how do we treat the appearance of it?
So cellulite has always been and continues to be a very complicated, condition.
Animal. Let's
Yeah,
just call it an
correct.
animal because that's what it is.
And the it's we have everyone, the market has known a device called the VeloShape that's been Candela's, but again, we're FDA cleared for the temporary reduction of cellulite, and basically it's connective tissue that gets misshapen and disformed simply because the fat cells will push up against the connective tissue. That connective tissue can then get starved of key nutrients and blood supply. And that connective tissue, when it gets impinged upon by the fat cells, which unfortunately get bigger if we don't have a diet or don't have a good lifestyle, then it pulls down on the skin where the septae, that's the official term for it, where it's connected. So you see those ripples. And that's from various dimpling that's occurring from misshapen or, aging septate connective tissue. It's a process that usually it's multiple treatments, and you're never going to eliminate. You can soften it pretty dramatically, but just realize that everything comes with maintenance because you can't outrun gravity, and aging catches up with the best of us for now.
Right. Because what I started doing, and I started doing it more for lymphatic drainage, blood circulation, that kind of stuff. I've been doing LPG treatments.
Yeah, that was the original, the LPG. That's the predecessor to all. Yeah.
And I've used the VeloShape before, and I did the what is it? Where they use heat.
Oh yeah. Separate from the VeloShape or within the Velo?
Within that.
Infrared,
Venus.
yeah.
Venus,
yeah. Yep. Infrared.
The infrared, right. Yeah. But I like the LPG. I like because of the, it sucks, it pulls, it pulses, it does everything at the same time, and it kind of breaks all of that stuff up. So it helps to keep everything flowing. So you're saying LPG is the predecessor to VeloShape?
Yeah. What happened is LPG was what you call mechanical treatment, where there was no energy in the original incarnation of that technology because it's a relatively small company. So Syneron at the time, which then became Candela Medical, had a device called VeloShape, and it was the first energy-based treatment, FDA cleared based treatment for temporary reduction of cellulite and circumferential tightening, body tightening, if you will. And that what they did is they have the suction, because you need the suction to go, especially in certain body parts, you need to go deeper with the heat. Like in the abdomen, we want to go about 18 to 24 millimeters deep to get those fat cells, and we do heat them up nicely. But there's RF, there's electricity, there's infrared, there's suction, and then you get the mechanical aspect of, some of these tools that you see massage therapists use,
like the endosphere. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I mean, all of it works. It really, in the right hands, I can honestly say, even things that are illegal, I've seen work. Not right, but in the right hands,
it can be good.
I'm not endorsing it because there's a lot of bad actors, and that's, for your audience, I would highly research technology, make sure it's peer reviewed and FDA cleared. The company, make sure they're an industry leader because they have the money to do these studies. So this way, your audience in particular doesn't lose money with investments that really have little to no return in terms of how they thought they would benefit from.
So the number one thing that I want you guys to learn and hear David say is that you cannot get rid of cellulite.
Correct.
They can soften the appearance of it, but you will not get rid of it completely. So
yet.
Because they're still working on it. They're still working on it.
They are.
So, all these treatments will help diminish the appearance of it, but won't get rid of it completely. And then the other thing was about wrinkles, fine lines, wrinkles. There's no serum. There's no topical cream that you'll put on your face that will completely remove wrinkles from your skin.
Or drink you could swallow, right? Because they have the collagen shots and things like that, where we have a lot of dermatologists that I speak with who poo-poo that, but I don't know enough either way. But obviously, these are physicians I've known for 15
Yeah.
years that I trust, and so yeah.
So if you're ingesting collagen, for instance, does that help with your joints and your not bones, sorry, your joints and that kind of stuff? Let's say it doesn't help with the skin, but it helps internally.
Maybe, right?
Maybe you
The
don't
challenge,
know, do you?
the challenge is some of those substances haven't even gone through the FDA. But if they're internationally based company, then they show up at internationally based shows in the US, or they sell it online. And realistically, I want to know what the potential interactions may be with any medication that I'm currently on, how much of that that I'm swallowing is actually going
Going to
into
absorb
effect,
it,
right?
right?
How much is just getting wasted through, elimination? I think the answers would shock most people, but we are, especially in the US, we want everything yesterday and we'd like it for free.
Yeah.
So in terms of these treatments, you're still always going to get people buying them.
Yeah. And then for wrinkle reduction or the appearance of the fine lines, RF microneedling is one of the things that you mentioned earlier. Are there any other technologies out there that you can use for that same thing aside from microneedling?
Sure. And in the RF needling, there's actually two categories. There's what's called short pulse RF needling. Candela actually owns the patents on all RF needling in the world. And there's short pulse RF needling requires 3 to 5 treatments. And then there's one category called long pulse RF needling. That's the profound device. We use that where one treatment, and we're allowed to say this by the FDA, can report about 34, 37% efficacy of a facelift, which is dramatic. But it's also not something you just go in and go back home. There's a little bit more prep, a little bit more downtime. The needles also go a little bit longer, and there's real-time temperature monitoring. So we could basically, rather than completely destroying your collagen, we're actually partially tearing like a muscle, and then it builds bigger, builds back bigger and more robust. So that's both of them are very good categories. It's just a matter of price and downtime. Other things, core CO2, carbon dioxide gas lasers. Those are the godfathers in our industry. There's nothing more aggressive. The only downfall is it's for FDA cleared for lighter skin types. More darker ethnic or dark skin, you can't use it as aggressively as you would want. Then there's categories called non-ablative, which is we call a CO2 light, but it is more appropriate for ethnic skin and skin of color. You just need more treatments. So there's a variety of ways to soften wrinkles, depending how deep they are. But if they're really deep to where when you stretch out your skin, you could almost see an indented line, and then we're talking CO2 with fillers and toxins, and in the right hands, they could do some amazing work with combination therapy to make those lines very softened.
And again, make sure you vet the place that you're going to and to get these treatments done. But I would love to have you back again. I'm sure I'm going to get questions on this.
I'm here. I'm at your disposal. It's great. It's a fascinating industry. It is growing. It's still out of the shadow. It's still in the shadows to a degree. However, it is impacting every facet of medicine. We just discussed this aesthetics, but we treat little babies from 2-week-olds and up for big red birthmarks and things like that. And internal organs is coming up next. Wow. They are doing some amazing things with what you said earlier, which is getting the body to heal itself. But sometimes it just needs a kickstart, and that's where the energy-based devices come in. We're the kickstart.
You're the kickstart. I love it. And thank you so much for making time. And yes, I'm sure we're going to get questions during the broadcast of this show, and people are going to want to know more and learn more. Really quickly, what types of things are we doing for this area here, this neck area, which has been so difficult?
Yes, this is a challenge because this is where the elastin comes in even more, right? You're not just looking for fill or volume of collagen. You want that snap. We like the long pulse RF needling, which selfishly is our device, Profound. But I just want to let you know. Also, fractional RF has been shown to just be beautiful for softening because of its ability to stimulate collagen and elastin. That's a device called E2. Regular microneedling is shown to be really nice for that. So all of them, either separately or in combination over a series of treatments.
Right.
I think people to achieve at least a 50% improvement, and I say at least because everyone's skin is unique and different. I think that's completely realistic, and then just maintenance from there on.
All right. Well, thank you so much, David.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you sharing some of these tidbits with us. And I'm sure David will be back again to share some more on Love My Body, Love Myself. Thanks, David.
Thank you, Alicia.
So that was really interesting. I mean, I was there when I interviewed him, and I'm still, there's still more questions that's coming up for me that I want to ask him, but he's not here in person. So a couple things that we did talk about when we talked about the myths. So David mentioned that there is not a treatment out there that is going to eliminate, and I know I saw some oohs, oh no's in the comments, but it's not going to eliminate cellulite. It can soften the appearance. It can thank you, Nefertina. It can help smooth, soften and smooth out some of it, but it's not going to completely go away. Also, there's nothing for deep wrinkles unless you're doing fillers or surgery at that point. Some of these treatments are really to help resurface the skin and help rejuvenate that collagen and elastin. I love that, and I said this during the interview, I love that that's the direction that the industry is going, the aesthetics industry is going, is in the direction of really helping to promote healing in the skin, helping it to regenerate and rebuild itself. So earlier I showed you our book. This is our book. It's Rise Up, Women Who Lead Building Legacy. It is on Amazon. It's available on Amazon, and we're having an event. So for those of you who would like to celebrate with us, we're having a celebration event for the book, and I did. Here it is. You can go to bit.ly/ I forgot the slash, Rise Up Book Party. Let me correct that because I want to make sure you can get to the correct link. So there it is. I just had to edit it real quickly. And it is bit.ly/Rise Up Book Party. So if you go to that link, register, and we're having so many wonderful things coming up on that during that event. So, and then we're going on tour. We're going on a book tour for it. And again, if you wanted a copy of, here it is. If you want a copy of that book, you can go to my link tree. It's linktr.ee/acouri. And you can also get a copy of Age with Audacious Confidence on that link on Linktree as well. If you would like to connect with me personally, go to Alicia360.com, Alicia360.com to connect with me personally. I so enjoyed having you join us on this show tonight, all about what technology is out there for face, body, skin, to really start allowing your skin to be youthful and to have to age gracefully. Because as we make these revolutions around the sun, we want to take care of the skin that we have. We want to take care of this body that we have. And this show is called Love My Body, Love Myself. And I wanted to bring someone who who is in the industry to help you understand what there is out there available. And a lot of these things are more affordable than you think they are. But always, always, always do your research. Make sure you're going to an FDA cleared, FDA approved treatment, and going to a facility that is licensed. Don't just go to anyone who says they can do these procedures without checking out, making sure that they're licensed to do them for you. Let me see. Today is a great show. Next week, we have another great show on Love My Body, Love Myself. And my guest, I met her last year, actually, around this time. And she transformed herself. From an abusive relationship, and really, really transformed her life and herself. And I want to share her story with you. So make sure to tune in next week at 6 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday. And we will be talking to Lisa, and you're going to just enjoy her story as well. So until next time, and I'm trying to think if there was anything else I wanted to share with you before I sign off. This Saturday, we have a guest for Small Business Saturday Shout Out. So tune in to Small Business Saturday Shout Out on Saturday. If you're on our YouTube channel, we go live on YouTube, LinkedIn, as well as Facebook. So check us out there, and you can join us for that show. Hello, Miss Nefertina Serrano, who is Nefertina and Juliet. Thank you, Juliet, for Juliet Pinder McBride is also there. We're all authors in that book, Rise Up Women Who Lead Building Legacy. So go get your copy. Go get your copy of that book. So many amazing stories in there as well. So yes, we will be back again next week with another great show, another great episode of Love My Body, Love Myself. Please, please, please invite someone to join the Facebook group. It is facebook.com/groups/LMBLM. It's going across the bottom of your screen. Please join that Facebook group. We are endeavoring to impact 100,000 women. And the Friday night book party. Yes, our book party is Friday night. And you can go to the bit.ly link to sign up. You need to register. It's bit.ly/riseupbookparty. So you can register there. Friday night, we're going to have fun. We're going to have music. We're going to have, it's going to be a blast. So come on to our book party Friday night, bit.ly, Rise Up Book Party. So until next time, I'm Alicia Couri, your host, and I am saying good night, good night, good night. Love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. And I want to encourage you to take some time to do something really amazing for yourself. Do something. It's not selfish to do something for you. It is actually your moral obligation to take care of yourself. So I encourage you to love your body and love yourself and do something for you, just for you this week. Until I see you again, have the best week ever. Until next time. Mwah.